Hey, it's Conrad. I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm sorry if I sound weird. I've been a bit emotional recently. Um, I was originally gonna make this video as I guess, a sort of event, if you know what that means. But I, so I'll give a bit of background. I don't know what it was today, but I was just so down in the dumps. I was really, really hating myself today. I don't know if I was tired, if I was dreading a water polo game. I don't know what it was. But I wrote 12 or so questions that I had for myself that I was gonna originally ask in this video I'm making now. And I was just so feeling myself. I didn't want to play the game. I honestly wanted to just leave school right then and there and go lay in my bed the rest of the day, but I toughed it out. And then I went and played in the water polo game, and it snapped me out of it. And I guess playing in that game, and we ended up losing pretty badly too. Um, I guess playing in that game woke me up and made me realize how good my life is. I do a whole lot of complaining, I know that, but I also know that I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, and yeah, everyone does. But I guess today at that game, I realized that I don't I don't hate myself. I hate that there's nothing I can do about the people that I don't like. And that's what had me down in the dumps. Is because I guess someone just pissed me off and there was nothing I could do about it. And then I got mad and started thinking about, well, who am I to be mad when I'm so much worse? Now look at this, look at this, look at that, so on and so forth. As you do. And I realized that all of the problems I have mainly are my fault. And then, as I kept thinking about it, I realized that this year I don't have any of the problems that make me sad anymore. It's a new year. I don't have to deal with the same stuff anymore. It started back in, I want to say, sixth grade. I'm a junior now, just for reference. In sixth grade is when grades became a thing. And I'm not using this to boast, but when I was a little younger, they did an IQ test and I scored, it was either 132 or 134. And so my parents have always held me to the standard that I'm going to be as smart as Albert Einstein or I'm so much better than all of my classmates. And I've just never been that. I've never wanted to be that. I don't want to be better than everyone else in that regard, but I don't want to be ordinary. I don't try to fail, but I got caught up in my own things and started missing work, and then it became a habit. And then in 7th grade, that's when my mom started getting on my ass about it. That's when she put her foot down and started pestering me and just being so mean if I didn't turn stuff in. And I think it was either 7th or 8th grade that I tried to kill myself. And I'm ashamed of that. That's the coward's way out, and I was so lazy that I would rather end my own life and probably ruin my sister's life, greatly negatively affect my parents' life. I would rather do that than just do a little extra, turn in more work. And it wouldn't be something I need to bring up, but it happened again, freshman year. The standards rose again, and I was still performing at the same level. And I tried to choke myself out with a belt. That didn't go too well. At the time, I said I was too much of a bitch, but I'm realizing now I didn't want to die. I wanted to get away from my mom. She's the main issue. And today I figured that out, and I finally got the courage to talk to my parents. So on the car ride home from our water polo game, I brought it up, and I was incredibly shocked by the response. They didn't try to shift the blame of all my problems onto me. They didn't try to make it about them. They listened. And it felt like the first time since like elementary school where they wanted to listen to me, and it made me really happy because I've for the longest time, probably since 6th grade, I've thought that my parents hated me because they just give me so much shit about everything. Everything that I do, every little mistake I make is an argument that they can make happen. And my dad explained it to me tonight. He said that they're trying to like make me a better person so I don't end up like my dad. But he had the initiative to go and realize that maybe maybe he is the problem. Maybe my mom is the problem. Maybe it's not always me. And it was just so nice to be heard because I'd set the expectation in my head that talking to my parents about how I feel would mean like it would mean having to have an argument and then ruin my day, because if I talked to them about how I feel, if I went and complained about the stuff that was going wrong, they'd find a way to turn it on me, and now it's my fault and I feel like shit. And they didn't try to do that. My mom was quiet the whole time. She listened to me, and so did my dad. And it felt really nice. So, the main reason I decided to make this was not just to vent. Now that I've changed what I'm doing, it's not just to vent, but it's also to say, like, hey, I know some people watch my videos, which, by the way, I didn't just pick this game to make the video at random. Wink, wink. I know some people watch my videos, and there might be someone who's in the same predicament that I'm in, and or something similar, and the solution is just talk to them. Talk to them. You don't care what it takes. I thought he was gonna reach back there and slap me. He didn't. They just listened, and they both realized, like, in that moment, hearing me, they both realized and told me that they accepted the fact that they were in the wrong, that it isn't always my fault. And I was more less surprised about my dad than it was really my mom, who she's supposed to be this someone who's like always on my side. She's someone I'd associated with never being there for me, never being someone I can rely on. Because if I rely on her, then it's just gonna end up being like another punch in the stomach. And it was, hold on, sorry. Um, it felt like she was finally understanding that she doesn't have to tell me everything and give me something to be mad or sad about. She doesn't have to constantly hound and be on my ass about every little thing. And I'm so glad that I was able to talk to them. It took a lot of courage. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't say it until we were like almost home because I'd spent the entire car ride just like thinking about if I should, if I shouldn't. And even as I was saying it, I was thinking, I'm gonna get done talking and then they're gonna turn it on me or give me some sort of punishment. And they didn't, they just listened. And this is probably the first time and since fifth grade even, I'd go to say. It's probably the first time since fifth grade that I've been able to just not be worried about anything. I finally got everything together. My school worries are gone. I've got great teachers. I don't have to worry about late work because I've stayed on top of it this entire year so far. And I'm gonna keep staying on top of it. I'm not gonna make the same mistakes so I don't fall into the same pit that I've been in. And it's just so I don't really have the words to describe it, but I don't think I've ever actually cried like tears of joy until today. I've never been this happy. I know this thinking about it now, this loosely implies that I'm a very fake person and I'm not gonna pretend I'm not. I have a very false identity that I've built, but I like it. I like not having my true self attached to the things I do or the things I say. I won't take what I say back, but that doesn't mean I believe it. If I say something, it's for a reason. And this is less of something for me than it is for someone out there who might want to hear this, who might need to know that there is an out. There's a way to escape your situation. There's always a way. Don't don't put yourself in a mental prison because of things other people say, even if it's your parents. I got a friend, Daniel, he really struggles with it. He puts himself in a mental prison. Don't be like him. This doesn't mean that I'm absolved of everything I've done or any saintly thing like that. Like I said earlier, I know I'm not perfect, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't try to be the best person I can. So I'm going to keep doing what I enjoy. I'm going to be the best student I can. I'm going to probably start opening up to my parents. as sad as it makes me to say, it also makes me a bit happy. My parent, I wouldn't be surprised if there were some of my friends who knew more about me than my parents do. And the reason that makes me happy is because it gives me something to go off of so I can, when I finally feel comfortable sharing with them everything that I go through, like how I think even, that I know where to start. So, if you made it this far, I'm sorry for talking your ear off, but thanks for listening.